Except for sleep.
Anyway, like we have rightly pointed out, we have an array of issues we'll be looking at this morning. Of course, we'll be talking about women. This is our month. And then we'll be talking about the president's economic transformative agenda and also looking at stories that are trending. Olamide Dekunle will be bringing us details later on. But let's begin with this story where 10 employees of Ikeja Electric have been injured and hospitalized after being assaulted by personnel of the Nigerian Air Force over an electricity disconnection at Sam Ithnan Air Force Base in Ikeja, Lagos State. But the matter was resolved when the management of the distribution company and the Air Force met in Alausa. We have details in this report.
The viral video shows officers of the Nigerian Air Force around the headquarters of the Ikeja Electric in Ikeja. The armed men in uniform enter the office, which is a few meters from the governor's office. They brutalized some staff, destroyed properties of the distribution company, wiped out IT infrastructure, printers, and blinded all the CCTV cameras for disconnecting a military barracks over unpaid bills. Hours after, the management of Ikeja Electric, led by its chairman, Kola Adeshina, and some top officers of the Air Force, led by Air Vice Marshal Kola Ademowogun, at a joint briefing agreed to mend fences.
Been very difficult and challenging, and if we cannot collect, how do we pay our staff? How do we incentivize them to be able to do what they are paid to do? So this unfortunate situation arose, and of course we woke up to this sad event. This is a traumatic day in the life of our organization, because as an organization, one of the things we pride ourselves for is the safety of our people first, safety of our assets, and ensuring that we give electricity to our customers.
The chairman explains that the Air Force is owing IKEDC over 4 billion naira and didn't show any commitment to offsetting the debts, describing the violence as unfortunate and needless, although normalcy has since returned to the office premises. For Air Vice Marshal Ademowogun, the barracks have been in darkness for several weeks and describes the incidents as unfortunate. He promised to investigate and sanction personnel involved in the rampage.
On our part, we will investigate what has happened and sanction appropriately. We also assure members of the staff of Ikeja Electric that this armed forces is theirs. The Nigerian Air Force is theirs. It is our responsibility everywhere and anywhere to ensure and assure them of their safety. And that responsibility we will not take lightly.
Experts raised concern about the safety of high-caliber armament stored in the base's operational warehouse. They say the high temperatures poses a great risk due to non-functional cooling systems to avert a repeat of the Ikeja cantonment bomb explosion. But stakeholders hope a permanent resolution would be reached to forestall a repeat of Thursday's attack.
All right. I am glad that the matter was resolved as amicably as they could and as swiftly as possible. But it's unfortunate that it happened. My question now is, was there a commitment to pay the monies that were owed? Because that's the reason why Ikeja Electric, the distribution company, perhaps, did not give them the needed power supply. 4 billion naira. That's a huge sum.
That's a lot of money. And, it becomes a little bit more difficult when you are talking to an organization, especially an organization of the federal government. Procuring money has to go through processes. And it would take some time. But Ikeja Electric is in business. They need their money. All right? Now, what worries me is who decided to send the boys to the headquarters for the carnage. I think that's what the investigation should be all about.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll do that.
Correct. So I agree with you, because I'm wondering why we have, people who are supposed to be of high integrity when it comes to ensuring the security of our country, and then you are now you are the one who are perpetrating insecurity against your own fellow citizens. It's very sad. 4 billion naira is a whole lot. So what happens to the budget for security, over the years? How come they accumulated 4 billion naira? It's way too much. And then these people marched left, right, and then they got to the place, destroyed the architecture, destroyed the infrastructure that they have at the Ikeja Electric. No, it's injured the journalists and even some staff. They were even looking for the CEO. She had to find one way or the other to she found cover somewhere else. So what would have happened? So it's so sad. So the government should not sweep this under the carpet. They should ensure that these perpetrators, I call them perpetrators, advisedly, they should be brought to book and justice served.
Of course, they have to take disciplinary actions against these people, because I know that the army, the military, the Air Force have internal mechanism for disciplining the erring officers, and so it will be also good that people understand what was done, the punishment meted out on these people, and also to ensure, transparency and accountability is key, because they will have to spend money, talking about Ikeja Electric now, have to spend money to make repairs and also treat these persons that were injured in the process. But again, the root cause, of course, they have said that the cooling system that's at the military base needs to start working as quickly as possible. So we avoid. So now that has to have, that also should form part of the conversation they should have. How do we resolve these issues?
Ideally, you realize you have a very sensitive installation, and these people went and cut your light. The very first day they did that, I would have put a team together to go negotiate. With Ikeja Electric. Obviously, that wasn't done. And I'm talking about fishing out the officers concerned. It was on camera. It will be very easy. So who sent those officers to
and I think the overall head also must answer to some of these things that happen, because it's a shame, national shame, that we've just witnessed. All right, so we'll see what happens at the end of the day with regards to this matter. Let's quickly bring you the news update moving forward.